Hello and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where we are here currently working on our area, which is a bit of a mess right now. But we are working on our Alpine Ibex area. Last time we went ahead and started making this big mountain. It's supposed to be a mountain anyway. It looks a bit more like a random mess. But that's what we did last time. We're working on it again today. We're just seeing what we're going to do, and we're seeing what we can do, because I've never really tried to make a mountain like this before, and it's proving a lot harder than I originally expected. But we did make something very nice last time. We ended up making a it's not an awful cave over here where the guests can come in, because there's a viewing dome. I wonder, okay. There it is. And they can see the Alpine Ibex resting and having a nice time. So that's what we sorted out last time. This time we're just working on making it a bit more like a mountain. Right now it's just like a mess. And we're going to also work on, depending on how far we get, we might even end up making our spiral path up to the top. Since I'm not sure quite how the Alpine goats are going to get up to the top at the moment. So that's another thing to keep in mind. We are going to need them to be able to climb this. And the only way I can think of doing that is by making a nice spiral path of rocks all the way up to the top. So that's exactly what we intend to do. We haven't even got a habitat barrier. We haven't even got habitat. We're just right now just working on this mountain, and then we'll put a barrier around depending on what we've managed to get done. So that's what we're up to. Let's see. That rock's nice. That rock's nice. There we go. Just filling in the gaps with these rocks as well. It really still is a mess, but that's why we're building it. Like, everything's a mess to start with, right? I just hope it's not a mess to end up with, but that is yet to be found out. We will see. We will see. And we will find out if we're able to do it or not, judging on whether we can get all these rocks the way that we want. So let's have a look. Yeah, we have got the majority of this filled up now, which is very useful. I think the main thing now is the top. So if we could get the top filled up with rocks. I was also hoping to have like a small waterfall. I'm just thinking we could do that here. I think we'll do that there. So we'll want like those rocks there. Let's quickly terrain and make this rock as well. Let's make the whole top of that rock, just so that it is a bit more like a mountain again. There we go. And let's go back over here. So we're gonna want to get rid of a couple of these then, and let's see what we can do with a, I don't know. I'm hoping that we can have a mini waterfall, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Like, we could have a nice stream trickling through. That's the idea that I've got in my head, but often the ideas in my head don't work. So let's just try and see. So for instance, like if we had a rock here and a rock there, we'll put the waterfall bit in the middle of that, like the waterfall effect there. Then if we got some of this over here and just made it so that the water would trickle down that, would that work? Or will we need to put rocks underneath too? Wait, let's get rid of that for now. I'm thinking, do we want a rock like that? Yeah, that rock's useful. We could have, I don't know, maybe more like this. I'm not sure, because the waterfall's going to be falling from here. It's going to need to trickle down, and we're going to need some rocks, I think, just to continue making it like a rock mountain, because we're not going to suddenly stop it being a mountain because of that. Let's bring this down, and let's move this way and along, maybe back, and then up a bit, just to continue it being a mountain, as I said. Then we can bring this down over here. Yeah, I think this could work as a waterfall, you know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how things work out. But I think this could be quite a nice waterfall if we play our cards right. So let's move this here. Move that down and then get another one over there. Yeah, I'm not sure whether that looks quite right or not. I guess we're going to find out once we get the waterfall. For now, there's no point guessing, I suppose. Let's get that there and there. There. Now, let's go ahead. Construction and waterfall effects. So, we want waterfall bottom, waterfall top 5 meters. We're going to have to unpause the game for this bit. So, we want it like here, here. Just kind of gushing from here, all the water. Yes, that looks okay, actually. I'm happy. And then waterfall midsection, maybe like, I don't know. We're going to need it up a bit, and then another one up a bit. Yeah, and then it just kind of slowly begins to go further and further down. It's going to need to be up and along a bit more, like that. Then back and again along a bit more. Maybe a bit more that way. And then back. Nope, we're going to need it more like that. And then we have a little bit of a thing going here. We have a nice waterfall. We have, I don't know whether it's nice or not, but we do have the mountain. I was going to say we have a nice mountain, but I don't know whether that's really an okay mountain or not yet. Let's move this here and here. I can go there. Yeah, that actually looks alright. So, oh, midsection 10 meters. That's even better. Let's put that over here. Put that over here. Just continue trickling it down from various sections. Like there. And there. Getting wider almost as it gets further down. And then there. Bring this back and over here. But we need that a bit further back because I feel like... Nope, that's still falling onto the rocks. So this is actually quite nice. Let's get rid of that. Is this okay for a waterfall? Like, do we want... Let's continue, like, midsection 10 meters. Let's get another one of those over here and over here. Yep. And then again over. Let's see. Wait, let's leave that for a moment again. So is that... If we got rid of these rocks at the bottom, we're going to need to. And then we got instead some, like, with this terrain, we push it down. Around here. Again, we're going to need to for the water. Then that's actually the waterfall done. So it's just going to be a small creek. It's not going to be either deep. It's just going to be a tiny creek. Just because I think that would be nice. And let's push that a bit. Push that a bit though. We are going to still need it to be a creek. I feel like this should be a little bit thinner actually. Because it's not being a big creek. If this is more like a river, I feel like. Wait, let's just undo all of this. There we go. Undo that. Undo all of this. And let's do it again quickly, except thinner. So, rather than it being like that, we want it more like that. Yeah, that's much more what I was thinking. Oops. Yeah, that's okay, actually. And we can just bring it over here, round. Just extremely shallow. Only deep enough to really have water in it. Just a bit. And then continue it round. And it can, I don't know, it can just continue a bit further. I'm just trying to think about how we're going to stop it. Could this... Okay, we can actually get water in. That's good to know. And let's bring it down and round. So, I think... Yeah, I think that's good. That's a nice length. Let's just bring it round a bit more. And then we can just end it there. So we can have it like that. And then we've got our nice, pretty creek. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, we're going to have to pause the game again in just a moment. But first up, okay, well done researching that. Well done researching the foxes. You can do advanced research on them. I don't know. What do we want to research? We could research a random, I don't know. Habitat cleanliness. Okay, that's right. Beavers. There. That's a fun thing to do. Maned wolf is going to have offspring. Okay, let's pause the game again. This is getting too confusing. Alright. Construction. And let's get waterfall bottom as well. So we're going to need that too. Like here, 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 here. We're going to need quite a lot of that to make it look like a waterfall. There. That's good. That's really nice. I'm pleased with how that's turned out. That's really lovely. Alright, well, let's go on to the next bit. We've got to continue with more of these rocks. So, let's quickly... Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to grab this. We're just going to continue building along, up. It's not going to really ever flatten out. It's just going to continue building up until it just gradually comes to a stop, really, I suppose. More like these over on top. Just to fill out this area, really. That's all we're doing. Hopefully they'll be able to get up here. We are going to have to make this a bit more flat than the other sections, perhaps. Let's just see how things go. Okay. Continue like this. See, this isn't too awful then in the end. I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I think that we're going to have some really nice alpine ibex goat thingies. I'm not sure whether they're goats or not. It's hard to tell. I know that they're mountain goats. We could get... I wonder if they'd go together or not. I should search that on the internet. Can they go in the same enclosure? Let's have a look though first. Let's put this here, here. There we go, nearly done. Just got a bit more to do. And we'll have to see whether they can make it up to the top or not. It would be a disaster if they weren't able to. But we are going to let them do that. So we are going to make them able to somehow. Like I said, we're going to try a spiral path. So I guess we should start work on that next then. Wow, this hasn't taken as long as I thought it would. Like, this is only 1.5 videos so far. So I'm quite happy, really. That means we can get on with the spiral path, and then it's pretty much done. Okay, let's bring this over here. I bet that they will have climbing enrichment too. Ah, wait, like that. More like, and there, and there. Lovely. That's really lovely, actually. We've managed it. It's a mountain of sorts, anyway. Kind of. And it's got a nice waterfall. I really am happy about waterfall. I think they will manage it up. So I think we're going to make a barrier. And if they can't manage it getting up, then we'll figure it out somehow. I don't know. We'll make a spiral path up. We'll only be able to tell when they're actually in, though. So let's continue. Nice long path. Okay, if we put this, I guess we could, no, let's make this a bit shorter and then go there. Then we can make it long again and just go this way. It's a pretty big enclosure, to be honest, but I'm really happy with it, so I'm not going to complain. Like, we got our mountain. That's the thing, I was really worried we wouldn't manage to do that, so I'm just happy about that. It's kind of one of the star animals, I feel like. It's going to be anyway. Let's have a look. And then we can probably bring this along now. And aim to join it up. Yeah, so it is a huge enclosure. But as I said, very, very, very worth it, I feel. Okay, let's see. Like that. Then we're going to have to make a path all the way around. And that is going to be easier said than done. We're definitely going to want it at length 5 or we're never going to get anywhere. Okay, let's go here. Then we're going to bring it down to 1 just for the corner. there. Then we can bring it up to the length 5 again. Yeah, so it's a huge enclosure, but I feel like that's alright in this situation. Because it's a lovely enclosure. I'm really happy with it. And we've done it like that because they've got a huge mountain there. And I really, really am happy with that mountain. So let's make that short. And then, gonna need to bring this down to 1, forward, and then round. Kind of strange corner. Okay. Let's bring this like this. Yeah, this is huge actually. This is probably the biggest thing that there is so far. There. Lovely. Alright, and then finally, let's link this up here too. Just so you're able to get everywhere from everywhere, if that makes sense. Then let's quickly, yep, I know. Keeper signed. There we go. Let's have a look as well. And yeah, so this is a huge enclosure. It's bigger even than the deer enclosure. But I think this is actually probably my very favorite enclosure so far. Let's quickly have a look. And kind of make like, I don't know, I feel like it should have something to go into, if that makes sense. So that it doesn't just randomly suddenly stop. Just so it looks like it goes into the ground a bit more. Kind of. It's okay. It'll do. It will do the job. Alright. Okay, let's have a look. We're definitely going to need more bins. Duplicate. Put that here. Because this is the hugest enclosure we have ever had. We're going to need to get a viewing dome entrance too. I almost forgot. That would have been tragic. Here, over here, over here. But I feel like this will be popular with visitors too. Something tells me. I might be completely wrong. It might be the least popular enclosure and everyone hates it. But I think it's really nice. I'm really happy with it. Let's continue making this go further round. And put that there. Then we can turn around this way. And go along here. I wonder why there's that bit of path just sticking out there as well. Well, I suppose we should probably get the Alpine Ibex in. Let's just get one last thing. One final thing. Finance donation box. And then put donation box all the way around. Then all we need to do is just go ahead. Literally just go ahead and... We've not got donation boxes around there. And get the enrichment for the Alpine Ibex. There we go. Donation boxes everywhere. Okay. I'm really happy with today though. We have got so much done. I'm really glad. It's been great. Let's continue around here. Around here, here. We're nearly done. nearly there. This is the disadvantage of a large enclosure. But seriously, I think it will be worth it. Okay, there. Let's put that there. Put this here. Here and here. Is this the last side? I think it is. I think we might actually be done. That'll do. Yay, we're done. Well, next time we'll go ahead and finally get the amazing Alpine Ibex in after getting them some enrichment, of course, since they don't have any at the moment. But until then, I hope you have a lovely day and that you have enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.